Here we are at the Marian University EcoLab. My name is David Benson. It's February 28th, 2011, and we had a major flood here in the EcoLab. We got a couple inches of rain last night, and Crooked Creek, which you can see off in the distance there, has overtopped its banks, and the water is flowing throughout, well, most of the EcoLab actually. We actually aren't real sure how much rain we got last night because our weather stations stopped working because there was so much water, or the intensity of the storm, or something. Jody Nicholson and I took a walk today throughout the EcoLab, looking at the extent of the flooding, and found that it was basically covering the entire EcoLab, with some exceptions. Which is sort of what you would expect. This is a wetland, of course. We have lots of wetland here in the EcoLab, and we'd expect it to actually be wet after this flood for a week at least, probably more like 2 weeks, because that's what wetlands do. They grab water, they hold on to the water, and release that water slowly back into the river system, or that water just goes straight down into the groundwater table. The fact that wetlands act like a sponge like this, holding on to water, makes them really useful to humans. If you think about it, when it rains on pavement or on rooftops or even turf grass, the water runs directly off that surface and into the rivers, or through the stormwater system into the rivers. But either way, it hits the rivers all at once and you get a flood. Whereas in the wetlands, the water falls in the wetlands, it gets stored there and released over a period of time, and so you don't get flooding nearly as much downstream from wetlands. If you want less flooding, you need more wetlands. So this is a pretty big flood. It may not be a 100-year flood, but it's at least a 50-year flood. And we get one of these just about every other year now. And the reason why is, well, because we don't have enough wetlands. We need more wetlands upstream to grab that water and hold on to it, so you don't have these massive flood events taking place every other year or so. You can create your very own wetland at home by establishing a rain garden. Look it up online how to do it. There's lots of information out there, but they can actually be really quite pretty and useful, good for wildlife, and also will hold on to water for a day or two and allow that water to recharge the groundwater system. So come out to the Marian University EcoLab sometime and see, well, Jody or Shannon or Janice or myself, and definitely see the wetlands in action.